I'm Naomi. It's great to meet all of you.
Hi, Naomi. This is Ballet from Spain. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. All right, so I will share my screen.
Oh, Naomi, who are you?
Yes. So I am a student at Miami University. I'm a freshman this year, and I'm a part of the entrepreneurship program. And then I'm also a part of World Creativity and Innovation Week team here at Miami. And I'm going to be presenting to you a project that started in one of my classes and now has become an innovation idea that I'm really, really excited about. And so I just am excited to share it with you guys.
Thank you for joining us today, Naomi.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for having me. All right, I will share my screen.
We see it. It's perfect.
All right. Awesome. So make sure you can see everything. All right. So as I mentioned, I'm a student at Miami University. And in some of my courses this semester, I had the opportunity to use the creative mindset and creativity and develop a solution to a problem in an area that I'm really passionate about. And that turned into this project that I'm really, really excited to share with you guys. And yeah, I'll get into it. I can move here. Maybe if it's going to let me. There we go. All right, so a little bit of background about myself. I have been a dancer in the pre-professional ballet industry throughout some of the most important years of my life, and definitely all throughout high school. And it's really been an incredible experience for me and shaped me into the person that I am today. But it's also come with a very large set of challenges. The ballet industry it's full of a lot of deep-seated issues that I experienced and I witnessed in others throughout my time. And so I decided that I wanted to use my creativity and the creative mindset to explore my art form even more and then try to come up with a solution to improve it for those who come after me. And so a little bit of background. My main problem that I wanted to address was that young pre-professional ballet dancers specifically are mentally, physically, and emotionally damaged by the practices and traditions of the industry because the mindsets have not been improved since the beginning of the art form almost 100 years ago. And so the next step for me was to kind of clarify this issue through some research. And so I did that in a few ways. I first interviewed and talked to an expert who has 16 years of experience in the exact target demographic that I was addressing in my problem. And so then I used that, and then I also pulled from personal experience and talked to dancers in the industry from my professional studio. And then I also compiled studies and statistics to get a background as to sort of why these things are happening and why these problems exist. And so that was the first step. And then after all that research, I was able to clarify the problem that I thought was most important and that I wanted to address. And so for me, I focused on the biggest problem I could find, which was relationships with food and nutrition in the industry. This is something that I personally dealt with, as well as witnessed other people dealing with around me. And so it was a really big issue that I thought was a good thing to address with my creative thinking and innovation. And so I found that young dancers do not have the tools or the knowledge that's needed to fuel themselves properly. And so you see these things every day in the industry. It's something that the ballet world is kind of known for, unfortunately. And then this, along with negative food mentalities that have been passed along for 100 years, this has fueled eating disorders, body dysmorphia, nutrition deficiency in hundreds of dancers, all of these young kids. And so after clarifying that, my problem statement was, how might I improve the relationships and the mentalities around food and nutrition, specifically in the pre-professional ballet industry? And so that was the problem specifically that I wanted to address. And so after rounds and rounds of creative ideation, I arrived at my solution, which I'm going to share with you. So I developed an innovative nutrition app that is built specifically for the demanding schedules that pre-professional training requires. The tools that are ingrained in this app that I've planned out help young dancers build positive relationships with food and nutrition, and then even more specifically, have the knowledge that they need to properly fuel themselves and keep themselves keep themselves healthy, which again is the huge issue that I found in the industry. So my company's mission, we're dedicated to nutrition and well-being of professional dancers around the world. And we provide accessible, convenient, and understandable nutrition tools to improve nutrition deficiencies and harmful mentalities that have been passed along in this industry for so long. And the three things that I want to focus on is health and nutrition, mentalities and mindsets, and then convenience and accessibility. And those are the three key things that I wanted my solution to really address. And so that is what I went with, and I'll dive into that a little bit more. So this app specifically is designed, like I mentioned, to give knowledge and resources to make sure that these young dancers are keeping themselves healthy and not developing the harmful mindsets that we've seen in the past. And so there's a few components to that I came up with, and those are the schedule, the personal information, meal plans, calendar integration, connections, and resources. And I will tell you a little bit more about what each of those things mean. So first, the schedule. The app allows users to input classes, rehearsals, appointments, and any chunks of time that they're going to be expending energy in training. And then this helps them see their own schedule, but more importantly, it gives the app the information it needs about exercise levels and timing and kind of how everything is moving throughout the day. And then the second step to that is the dancer inputs their personal information. So they put things like age, height, weight, existing conditions, allergies, things like that. And then there's also an option to sync Apple Watch. And this just gives more in-depth exercise tracking and higher levels of accuracy. And so then the biggest part of this section is the meal plans. So the app takes the statistics, the schedule, and exercise outputs that are put into the app in the first two sections, and then it generates a plethora of meal plan options. And then those meal plan options are designed specifically to meet medically recommended nutrition goals and benchmarks for the info that was put in about the dancer. So it's just making sure that it's giving options that are going to fulfill everything needed to keep them healthy. And so then moving into the application part, the biggest part of this app that I've ideated is the calendar integration feature. And so what this means is once the dancer selects a preferred meal plan for the week, the app then provides several options for how to integrate that meal plan into the rehearsal calendar from the first step. So this creates a nutritionally beneficial and sufficient eating schedule that is easy for young dancers to understand and to stick to. So this was the biggest issue that I personally experienced, is that I found myself struggling with knowing what to eat and when to eat in my busy schedule of rehearsals. And so what ended up happening is I just stopped eating. And I know that that's such a huge issue, and I've witnessed it around me and in my research. And so this calendar integration step was exactly what I would have needed a year ago today. So I am really excited about this specific function. And then moving on from the purely physical health related services is the connections and resources. So the app also encourages dancers to input their studio and then connects them to dancers around their area in similar training programs. And what this does is it provides that support and the mental well-being that is very, very often missing for these young dancers who are struggling with these things seemingly alone. And so I thought that was also a really important thing to include. And then finally, the resources. The app's going to provide links and connections to surrounding mental health and physical health resources, just to make sure that these dancers are remaining healthy and cared for by professionals around them. So those were the main points of my innovation. And I wanted to make sure it was innovative, it was personalized, tailored, and convenient. And I think that this solution really does all those things, and I'm really, really excited about it. And so I want to kind of end off with a quote actually from my expert that I interviewed throughout this process. And she said, "I will always love ballet and all of the experiences it has given me throughout my life. It truly has shaped me into the person I am today. It feels like the best love and the worst heartbreak, but all in one. The highs are high, but the lows are very low. But I would do it all again for the good moments." And this is something that I resonated with, and I know a lot of people like me resonate with in the industry. And it just goes to show that dancers will push through the highs and the lows. They'll push through the hardest hardships just to get to the good moments, which is incredible. It's a testament to will, but it can also be dangerous because I know a lot of these young dancers are pushing through things they should not be. And so that is what my innovation aims to help with and provide a solution for. And I'm very excited about how this is looking and how this could be in the future, because I know that even if it makes a difference in one person's life, the whole process would have been worth it. And so that is the innovation I wanted to share with you. I'm really excited about it. And thank you so much for listening. And please let me know if you have any questions.
Wow, that's very serious. I honestly had no idea that it was that serious of a problem. Thank you for addressing this. I know you're connected with Ballet, but could your app and these ideas be used in other situations to help other people?
Yes, absolutely. That's kind of the next step that I wanted to take. I started off with that specific industry because that's what I'm passionate about and that's what I know about and have researched. But then as I got further into the research, I realized more and more applications in other sports fields or in other fields in general. I just noticed how it could be applied to so many more things. And so in the next steps, I'm hoping to actually move it past this industry. And so, yeah, absolutely. That's kind of the next steps and where I want to head with this.
And not just for sports or professions, but I think just for young people in general, like students and study consumes so much energy, and there is much pressure from outside to have certain looks nowadays. And I think we don't pay attention to nutrition, and nutrition is a big issue, and it plays a very important role in the way we can to study, to get good grades, to be a good professional. You need to be well nourished, so I mean, I think it applies to everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that would be an incredible application, and I know I would use it every single day. So I'm very excited to look into those things for sure.
Okay. Naomi, have you left Ballet or are you still connected?
I am currently on a break. I was doing pre-professional until I left for college, and now I'm here at Miami, and I've kind of taken a break from it at the moment, and it's been good, but I'm definitely looking forward to kind of getting back in more of a recreational way, just more enjoyment based. But I'm still see all the applications even in that area, so I'm very excited about it.
Very good. Well, excellent. Excellent.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, before I go, just one question. You've obviously danced, I know, pre-professionally. What was your favorite role?
Oh, that is a great question. I've enjoyed a lot of the things I've gotten the opportunity to do, but I have to say the most classic that I had the opportunity to do was I got to be Clara in the Nutcracker.
Oh.
And if you've ever seen it, it's the classic role. I have to say that's my favorite, but it's been great. I've loved everything I've gotten to do.
I think you probably have a lot of company in that being your favorite role.
Absolutely.
It's one of my favorite roles to watch. I can put it that way.
Yes.
Thank you, Naomi. Thank you very much. I would just like to say one thing. When you say Miami University, it's Miami University in Ohio, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. In Ohio.
Excellent. Thank you, Naomi. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a wonderful day.